Good afternoon. First of all, I want to thank you for tuning in on our first show. My name is Mario, and this is the Mario's Perspective. It's a show about current affairs that's going on in our country. The United States of America is the most powerful and most beautiful country in the planet. But lately, in the last years, we've been losing a lot of ground to a lot of different countries that do not like us. Let's make no mistake about it. China doesn't like us. Russia doesn't like us. So we have to understand these things. If we don't understand these things, we will continue to do the same problems, over and over and over. Who am I? Well, I'm a U.S. citizen, and I want to make this perfectly clear. I voted for Joseph Biden. I voted for Kamala Harris for President and Vice President of the United States of America. With a straight face, I can say to you, it was the biggest mistake I've ever done in my life. I have a memory of Joe Biden from the 80s. He was fantastic. He was great. He was somebody I admired. Today, I think he's manipulated by other people, and as such, he's not in control of our country. So, that being said, there's things that we must do as a country. We must take care of ourselves, number one. And how does that start? It starts by saying the truth. Our President Biden, the guy I voted for, is not doing a good job. What are our options? Donald Trump. Donald Trump is our option. Donald Trump said a lot of things, but he did a lot of things. I have to admit it. The problem with Donald Trump and the Republican Party, they don't know how to speak to Hispanic people. They don't. They have no idea how to speak to us. They don't even know us. And that's the problem. But if we look at it straight on, we have a lot in common with the Republican Party. First of all, most of us Hispanics believe in God. Most of Hispanics are pro-life. Most of us Hispanic community want a secure border because we have children from 18 to 45, a lot of us. And we're afraid of drugs. We don't want to bury our kids. Yet, over 100,000 Americans died last year of overdose. Something's got to be done with the border, with the cartels, with the Mexican government, and whoever, and the Chinese government. It's their agenda to poison our people. Mexicans, I believe they just want to make money, and it's wrong what they're doing. And that must be stopped. But there's a lot of shady things going on. The more you read in the internet and a lot of different places, you hear that the CIA was part of the killing of Kiki Camarena in the 80s in Mexico, because he found out information of the Contras arms sending to Central America. And if that's true, that is a problem of our government. We cannot fight ourselves. We have to defend ourselves. And we only can defend ourselves if we're honest. I would work with Mexico, and I would tell the government, let's work together as good neighbors. Let's cooperate. Let's do this together. And if they don't want to, then we got to go and do it ourselves. But something must be done. If it's not done, another 100,000 Americans will die. The wall must be completed. This chaos with immigration, you know what I would do? I would outlaw asylum system for at least 5-10 years. Nobody can ask for asylum. We got hundreds of thousands of cases backlog. Meanwhile, these people live in the United States, have children in the United States, commit crimes in the United States. Why should we support their children? The problem with welfare was to give somebody a helping hand, not to support them for life. And that is what a lot of people are doing. I lived most of my life in California. I remember as a child hearing John F. Kennedy in his first speech as President of the United States say, ask what you can do for your country and not what the country can do for you. That was a Democratic president, the best. What happens today? People want handouts. People don't want to work. They're not responsible. They don't care. A huge number of our black community have children that are wedlocks. A huge part of our Hispanic community have kids, are single moms. Something's got to change. This country has changed too much. Personally, I think it's from the 70s moving forward. Why do I say that? LBJ signed an immigration law in the late 60s that started in the early 70s that opened the door to Asian countries like Vietnam, India, China, etc., etc. These are good people. They're good people, they're smart people. They go to universities, they graduate, they become doctors, lawyers, etc., etc., etc. They're good people. But what's the difference between them and when they brought the black community from Africa? The black community came as slaves. Most of them work in plantations. But their owners, what did they do? They sent them to church. Most of these slaves became Christians. Some of their leaders are pastors, like Martin Luther King, like Jesse Jackson, and so on and so on. Because their ancestors, when they were slaves, they were sent to church. In the 70s, when all the people from Asia arrived, they weren't sent to church. They were not sent to church. They're not Christians. A lot of them are, most of them are not. That changes part of who we are. It's the only country in the world that says, in God we trust, in our money. There's the word God in our Senate, in the House of Representatives. But everybody wants to take those words away. That is what made our country great. Today there's countries getting together to fight us, like China, Russia, probably India too, and North Korea, excuse me, and others. That means we must be ready. And this is why I will vote for Donald Trump and no longer vote for Joseph Biden like I did. And our vice president from California, state I was from, now I live in Arizona, like many people from California. We're leaving the Golden State because it's not golden anymore. And trust me, we didn't want to leave. But Governor Newsom and his philosophy and his ideas forced us to leave. It's going to be an interesting program. We should be up every Wednesday. We ask you to subscribe to this channel to help us get the word out. My name is Mario from San Jose, California. Now I am from Chancellor, Arizona. And we'll try hard to talk about all subjects. You can subscribe, leave your comments below. We will answer everybody because it's important. And if you want to text Donald Trump, it's 88022. Text him. This is our future. This is what we need. Thank you very much. This is our first program. Hopefully you'll be with us and we will hear your comments. Thank you very much. And our saying is, ask what you can do for your country and not what the country can do for you. In the words of our great president, John F. Kennedy. We need people like John F. Kennedy. We need people who love our country, not people who love the corporations, not people who love certain type of people only. This president is not what he once was as a human being, as a politician. And it's sad. I'm very sad. Thank you very much. We'll see you guys soon.